What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the best entry point for a trade. So one of the biggest questions that I get is, Ben, how do I know when to open my trade? And this is probably one of the most fundamental questions when it comes to trading. And the answer here is, and we'll go over it in depth, but the main answer is that entry point is not the most important thing you want to be concerned with. You want to be concerned with overall trend. So just to premise this video off, to start it off, if you're buying a stock at $3 and you're selling a stock at $3.50, doesn't matter if you're buying at 3 or 301 if you're going to sell at 50. The short answer is it matters a little bit, but not really, because the main thing, 98% of your profit on the trade came from the correct trend, came from the stock having the pressure to go up to 350, not from you getting in at the best possible price. So I just want to get this in your head to start the video off. Stop trying to think about getting in at the best possible price and start thinking about getting in on quality trends. Now, that being said, there are definitely ways to optimize the point at which you buy into. So the first thing I want to say about looking for points at which you want to buy the stock is you want to be aware of how fatigued a stock is getting. So we like to say that buyer pressure forces a stock to go up, and green candles increase in stock price is manifestation of buyer power coming into the market. So the only reason why stocks go up is because more people want to buy the stock than sell the stock. And there's only a certain number of people out there. So keep in mind that the more stock goes up, the less likely it is to continue going up. That being said, overall trends are still reliable things that you can look for to trade. So how do we manage these two conflicting pieces of information? We want to buy into quality uptrends at low confirmed points. What that means is we want to look for uptrend corridors, and we want to look for the points at which those corridors are being retested on the support side. So if you look for the lows, so the best time to buy in an uptrend is near the low side after we've seen a confirmation bounce on the support side. So a couple ways of seeing confirmation. One, if the candle that's touching the support line has a long lower shadow candle, if the candle looks like this, that means there's a lot of buyer pressure pushing up on the stock, and there's a good possibility that the stock's going to go up, continuing moving forward. Because what that's telling you from the open to the close is that it came all the way down and then all the way back up, signifying a large amount of buying pressure pushing the stock back up, and the later half of that candle is mostly upward movement. That shows you that people are coming into that trend. What we don't want to do is wait for like 3 to 10 consecutive green candles and then buy at the top of the body of one of those candles, because there's a good chance that there's going to be some pullback because that trend is reaching fatigue. Just because you see green, it doesn't mean you should buy green. You should buy an uptrend when you see opportunity, when you see value, and when you see a good sell-off to the bottom line. So that's a good way to optimize, the point at which you're buying into a trend. The important thing to note here, though, is that we want to focus on the actual trend itself more than the exact point at which we buy the stock. Because if we're buying into an uptrend and the stock continues trending up, it's not going to matter whether we get 1 cent below or 2 cents above, like whatever price you get in that range, as long as we're ending up here. Whereas if you're getting the exact best possible price without any confirmation, there's a chance that the stock just ends up breaking the support. And since you haven't confirmed the bounce on support yet, there's no real way for you to know that you're buying into a quality uptrend, an uptrend that has a promising future going forward. So now that we've talked about, looking for entry points, I want to, talk about what the strongest entry points are. So if you're looking at a support line, which is typically what we like to look for when we're doing range trades, just the simplest type of trade, range trade where you're buying at support and selling at resistance, you're going to want to take note of how many times the support has pulled through. So if the support has pulled through 3 or more times, those are the strongest supports, right? And so we like to say on the third try of support is usually the time where the support will break. So in geometry, 1 point is a point, 2 points is a line, and 3 points is a trend. So you don't have a real trend until you get that third confirmation of the support. That being said, that you can still make trades having 2 points or even 1 point at a price point level, a flat line. But the strongest uptrend support lines are 3 or more confirmations of the support holding and actually supporting the stock with incoming buyer pressure to push the stock back up. Again, guys, this is one of the biggest questions that I get all the time is, Ben, how do I optimize my entry point? And if you're asking that question, if you find yourself, staring at a stock chart and saying, when's the best entry point? When's the best confirmation? You need to change your mindset, change your attitude. Look at what's the best trend to be buying into, right? So if you think of it in terms of investing, if you bought Tesla when it was $10, you're not going to care if you bought it at 10.01 or 10.04. you care that right now Tesla's $1,400, or before the split, Tesla was $1,400. Same thing goes with trading. If you're looking at a stock at the top of the hill is X amount, and at the bottom of the hill is X, you don't care about X plus or minus 1 cent down here. That's not what you care about. Focus on identifying quality trends. Use the skills that you've developed in terms of identifying value in stocks and apply those skills to the overall trend. And if you're trying to just pinpoint, like snipe an entry and get the best possible price, it's not gonna happen very often. All right, if you got any value out of this video, please toss it a thumbs up for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're talking about stocks, we're talking about business, investing, trading, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.